Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Naveen, and I'm part of a team called Hosting Management Center for Macquarie Cloud Services. And I've been running the grad program for Macquarie Cloud Services for over 10 years now. And as part of this program, we hire grads in IT field, and we train them on cloud computing, cybersecurity, and some of the other fields that we have here. Here's a little bit of agenda. I'll talk about who we are, Macquarie Telecom Group, what we do, a bit about Hosting Management Center, and I've got a couple of grads who've been through this program, Carl and Josh. They'll talk about their journey, some of the technical work that we do, all the cool stuff, the gadgets, the devices that we get to play with. And then Ruchika will cover the recruitment process. How do we apply and what sort of process that we go through. So Macquarie Telecom Group was founded in 1992 by two brothers, David and Aiden, and they started with telco to begin with. And as the industry moved to hosting, cloud computing, and cybersecurity, our way of work has also evolved. We in the cloud services business, we look after data centers. We have 3 data centers at the moment, one in Sydney CBD, one in or actually 2 in North Ryde and one in Canberra. And we recently announced that we're building another data center in our North Ryde office. Yep. In those data centers, we provide hosting, colocation, and cloud services to our end customers. Now, think of services that you may have used in cloud, such as Google Drive or Dropbox. Those are the type of services that we are providing to our customers. And these cloud services are built on infrastructure, such as routers, switches, or servers that are operated on Microsoft operating systems or Linux or anything else. These need to sit in some sort of co-location facility. They need to be secured. They need to be managed. And that's what we do. I heard Lisa, she talked about provisioning work. That is something that Kyle and Josh are already doing in their current role as well. So in this particular role, we hire graduates who are, let's say, in their last year of their degree, whether it's computing or computer science or cybersecurity, or you've majored in networking or operating systems or database. We'd love to have a chat with you. The grad program runs for 2 years, and you get a taste of a lot of technologies that Josh will cover in a bit, ranging from private clouds to public, and then down to cybersecurity. In addition, we offer a certification program. Every 6 months, we'll encourage you, we'll train you, we'll provide you internal and external training to learn about a technology and then go and sit the exam for that particular technology. And the very first certification, which some of you may be familiar with, is CCNA, Cisco Certified Network Associate, which covers a lot about networking, a lot about routing, switching, and some of the fundamentals on what the internet is built on. And after that, you move on to ITIL certification, you do Azure certification, you move on to Red Hat, which is a Linux certification, and then you move on to cybersecurity certifications like pen testing or SC200. And even in a couple of cases, we've had our engineers who have done CEH, which is Certified Ethical Hacking. And this program goes for 2 years as a tier 1 engineer, and then it resets again. You become a senior engineer in the team. The program runs again. And I'll cover the certifications in a moment, which will talk about what we have been through in last year. So from the team's point of view, the HMC, also known as Hosting Management Center, consider this as your typical NOC or SOC type of environment. We're the team that is responsible for the first contact for any urgent issues. whether there's a service that has gone down or something that is broken or something that is not working as it should. Our customers would contact us, or we would proactively figure out what's going on with our network, and we'll inform them and we'll work with them. So this is not a typical contact center sort of role. It is an engineering role where our engineers would work on issues and resolve them for our customers. There is a lot of career progression in this particular role. You start as a tier 1 engineer in the HMC. After 2 years of this program, you have an option to move into tier 2 role, or if you want to move into, let's say, a softer side, whether you want to become a project manager or a service delivery manager, there's an option for that as well. And once you've completed the tier 1 or tier 2 program, then you move into lead engineering roles, where you are responsible for, let's say, on-call or build, yeah, and you stay for another 2 years in those roles. You do same level of certifications, and after 2 years are finished in that role, there's an option to move into specialist, DevOps, or become a subject matter expert in security, and the pinnacle, moving into architecture and engineering roles where you're designing the core of our network. These are some of the certifications that our engineers achieved last year. We've had multiple CCNA, we had multiple ITIL certified engineers. A couple of us did Red Hat. And if you look at some of the senior engineers, they moved into Azure Architect certifications. We had VMware, VCP, Azure Administrator certifications as well, and a couple of certifications that you see under what we call our command team. Our engineers doing a lot of security certifications around Azure security and network security engineer version 4 and version 7. So in this particular role, there is a lot of room to grow and learn and choose a field that interests you. On that note, I'll hand over to Carl to talk about her journey. She started with us almost 2 years ago, and recently she got promoted into a service delivery manager role. Over to you, Carl. Thank you.
Thanks, Nev. So I'll start off by going through how I landed at Macquarie. So I finished uni in 2020. I did a double degree in law and IT. And as soon as I joined the graduate program, I realized how different the theory you learn in uni is versus the real on-the-job skills that you need. So as Nav mentioned, Macquarie, they invest in your learning and your development, and I've now done my CCNA, I've done my ITIL, I've done my Azure cert, and now, as is shown on the screen, I'm a service delivery manager. So I've been able to choose my own path. I've been able to decide whether I want to go more technical, or as I found an interest in project management, I've decided to go into service delivery. And that means I'm now able to choose to work towards Prince 2, Agile certifications, Lean Six Sigma certifications. So there really is opportunity for you to pick what path you'd like to take. You're not just restricted to staying as a network engineer. You would go through the graduate program, and then you have a variety of opportunities available in the company, whether it be, as I mentioned, project management, provisioning, like Lisa spoke at NEC, or any other field that interests you. So apart from the development and the learning that Macquarie invests in, there is always a focus on helping you grow in terms of your career. So for Macquarie to be able to say, hey, you look like you are interested in project management, why don't you try this, and actively encourage me to take on a career path that interests me, I found really rewarding, especially being a graduate that had just finished uni and didn't realize I was interested in project management if you asked me 2 years ago. So looking forward in a few more years, I don't know where I'll be. I know I'll be at Macquarie because of all the opportunities that are available, but I'm keen to get stuck in some more certifications, add some more credentials to my resume, and keep working and developing my skills. Please reach out. I don't want to take up too much time, but please reach out on LinkedIn. My name's here, and I'll always be happy to answer any questions you have about the grad program, but I'll pass on to Josh.
Thank you very much, Carl. Really
Thanks,
appreciate that.
Thanks, Carl. Thanks, Nav.
All right, Josh, over to you. Amaze us with the tech that you work on.
Yeah, so Carl and I started around the same time. We have multiple opportunities and pathways to move around the company. I decided to go and stay with the engineering side of it, whereas Carl moved to the service delivery with an engineering background. You've heard about the program. I'm here to talk about the cool stuff. Like just last week, for instance, we had the Prime Minister in our Network Operations Center. I was able to show him where his email lives, for instance. We have a large enterprise of massive customers with massive needs. We get to work on core routers, switches. The networking you do in uni, it doesn't even hold a candle to it. It's next level here. And that might be daunting. I had no idea what I was getting into when I first started, but if I was to go back and sit my networking units in uni, I would smash them. And I never thought I'd be able to do what I do today and see where I am today. We're based out of the Macquarie Park data center. I am today. See if this works. Right now, I'm in the data center. As you can see, we're in the midst of it. It's cool. I love it. It's great. And my next pathway will be moving towards the security stream. That's where my passion is, and I don't know what's next, and I'm excited for it. Yeah, that's the gist of it. It's really cool stuff we work with. Get to know us.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Josh. We've got Ruchika. She's our senior talent acquisition partner. Ruchika, did you want to talk about how to apply for the role and where to from here?
Sure. Thank you, Nav. Hi, everyone. Actually, I'm a new starter. I have recently joined Macquarie Telecom Group. It's been 2 weeks and fantastic. I already feel the vibe and energy, and having learned about the graduate program, how amazing it is, I must say. In terms of recruitment, what we do is generally you apply for the role, which would be through LinkedIn. The ad is always on LinkedIn. It's on our website. It's on Seek as well. So these are some of the sources where you'll find the job advert. And as a new graduate, you apply for the job. We review your application. If the application seems relevant to us, we will reach out to you for a first phone screen, which is the recruiter phone screen and the first initial interview. And as a part of that interview, we ask you some questions, and it's a mix of behavioral and technical questions as well. We always support you with some study material so that you can go through what questions you can expect. So during that interview, if you're found suitable, then we put you forward for a hiring manager interview. And that's always with the direct line manager, which usually will be Nav and Lisa talking to you in the first interview. After that, you go through a cultural assessment as well, which is the next part. And then there's a very interesting part in the interview process, which is a CSIQ. It's like a psychometric test, and which helps us test your aptitude. So some ways of testing your knowledge and your experience so far and how well you can relate to situations. So that's one thing which is mandatory in the interview process. And then finally, you get to meet with the group cloud executive, which is James, and he will take you through the business and how it works and get to know you better. So that's the final round of interview. After all these 4 rounds of interviews are completed, then probably we move you towards a verbal offer stage, and then we do some checks. We ask you for some documents, and then finally we take you to the offer stage. And then once the offer is released and you accept it, then obviously there will be a little bit of notice to be served depending upon your availability. And then, yeah, based on your availability, we give you a start date. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Ruchika. I think that's what we had. And this is something that we look for. I think I've already covered this. If you're a recent graduate or a final year uni student, we'd love to have a chat with you. Anybody who has natural passion for IT works quite well in this role, like Josh and Kyle. We expect you to have a little bit fundamental knowledge of networking and Linux. We don't expect you to be experts. Anything that you've studied at uni, as long as you've understood the fundamentals of routing, switching, how Linux works, that is good enough for us. We will help you capitalize on the base work that you've done at uni. Experience in delivering exceptional customer service. Yeah, I think we pride quite a lot on the customer service that we deliver to our clients. And finally, the motivation to learn and grow. This job is all about you. It is my personal passion to make you guys the best engineer in Australia. And I will not rest until we get there together. Yeah. So as long as you're willing to learn and grow with us, we will make every effort to provide you training to help you with your certs. In fact, Kyle, Josh, they're all part of study group. Their uni, the actual formal uni may have been finished, but they're still enrolled in a couple of subjects with me. So yeah, on that note, any questions?
Great work, team. Keeping it to 20, under 20, because we started a little bit late. There's a couple of questions that have come through. If we don't get to all of them, you can stay on and answer these questions directly as well. There was one around a student who's got a PSMI certification and 3 years experience working with AT&T and like networking and cloud. So they're looking to pursue like a master in international business now. Do you think if that would be potentially relevant for, or do you think they should look for opportunities now, for example?
Yeah, so we won't say no. Yeah, we're more than happy to have a chat offline. Yeah, and figure out what's to be done and how those certifications that you already have could be relevant, whether it's in this grad program or if there are any other roles in our business. So yeah, definitely keen to have a chat there.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. We are bang on time. So there's a couple of questions. If any one of you want to stay on and just answer those questions directly.
I will do that now. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks, Nav. Thank you so much for all your time and well done for keeping it 20 minutes with 4 people on the panel.
Wonderful.
Thanks, team.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
You-